Today I'm going to be doing like the best shows to be watching in October to get you in that Halloween spirit, and there are some amazing shows that are coming out this October. I'm going to do some old favourites that I have, as well as some new ones that are coming out around that time. So I've just done like a workout and I feel like my back is killing me. Like it feels like the evil witch's arm in Snow White. It's like, oh. When she's trying to give the apple, I just realised that didn't make any sense. So let's get straight on into this video. Okay, I'm going to start with some oldies that I have. Oldies but goodies. Now the first one for me, the first one is Supernatural. Now this is such an amazing TV show. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before in a video, but I have a huge love for this show. For some weird reason, I did start watching it at season 4, but I don't know why. It was still amazing, and I'm starting to catch up now in terms of, because I feel it's like, I want to say more than 9 seasons now. So that is super amazing. If you're wanting something that's, you're in for the long haul, you're covered with this. So basically how I can describe this, if you haven't heard or seen it, is 2 Winchester brothers are basically trying to track down their dad. Now their dad is a demon hunter, so he helps families that are struggling or in need of help, and for these boys to help find their dad, they have to do jobs around the supernatural to find him, to hopefully track his tracks basically. And they come across scarecrows, zombies, ghosts, vampires, Wendigos, and you get a little bit into folklore as well with this. I feel like it's a really amazing one in terms of it's something out of the box, and you get to know a bit more about the unknown and unexplained. And I love this, and the characters are amazing. They make you laugh. It's not as serious as you may believe it to be, and honestly an amazing one to watch if you haven't watched it already. Second one is an old favourite, but I love it and it's still going on strong now, and that is Once Upon a Time. Now Once Upon a Time will help you in terms of costumes and get you into going overboard in terms of your costumes, because oh my goodness, the characters in this have the most amazing makeup and aesthetics, and a little bit more into the inside of fairy tales and folklore as well. And it is the most amazing TV series, which is very hard to explain, because if you guys have seen it, you'll know what I mean. Because basically it's an overlap of 2 worlds, one being Storybrooke, one being an actual fairy tale land where you've heard of these amazing stories like Peter Pan, Snow White, Sleeping Beauty, and all that good stuff. So basically an evil witch has cursed the land, and everyone has forgotten who they are and what their purpose is in life, and they are in a story town, Maine, and it kind of overlaps between the time periods of before the curse happened and after, and it's the most amazing show. That's as easy as I can explain it, but as you can see, it's very interwoven, and it's amazing to get into the mindset of these people that you've read about since you were young, and everyone brings their character to life. I feel like there is amazing actors in this show. It could be a little bit cheesy at times, but hey, also they can be at times, and you can get some amazing costume ideas from this. Truly, like, I've always wanted to do a couple that's been in here, and I will do it one day. Honestly, it's a very good one. Now if you're into Pocus and you love getting into the witch mind, I have got a show that is an oldie but a goodie. Say I'm not that much of a fan, but I am. Now this is Charmed, and this came out late 90s I want to say, and I adore this show. My mum introduced it to me, and there's 8 series, and I managed to get, I think these are like the first versions that came out, and I'll show you inside. And they come like the Book of Shadows, where they get their spells from. And how amazing is this, look? Like, you get your little TV episode list and what happens, and it's like actual book. How cool was this? And I'm so happy I managed to get all of them in this format. I'm not sure if you can still get it like that now. You can probably get really small and compact, but I just love that they're in the form of like a book of spells. And if you're unfamiliar with this TV show, so basically it follows three sisters. I can't get this back on. Sisters known as the Charm Ones. They're young, live in San Francisco, which I've always adored and loved. It has a really retro feel to it, and it's about overcoming obstacles as well as fighting demons and the bad guys. And honestly, like, it goes through so many premises without this show, and I feel like this is a groundbreaker for the shows that we see today as well, such as Vampire Diaries, Wolf, and all that jazz. I feel like it's such a nostalgic show and so cozy. Like, I don't think you could get any better if you're wanting some girl power. So that is an amazing show to watch. Next show is Riverdale. Now this is coming out, I believe, around 13th to 15th of October. I'll pop it down below in case I'm wrong. And if you haven't seen the first series, people feel really put off from the first couple of episodes, mainly because I can see why, because they think it might be too frou-frou and cheesy. And I promise you, if you make it through 4 episodes of this TV series, you will start to love it, because it's kind of like the Harry Potter movies. Like, they start really like positive and trying to chase your dreams and proms, and you know, you're trying to like get into the fairy tale of high school being as perfect as it can be. But as you'll see, as you get through these episodes, the town is not as perfect, and it's very corrupted, and it gets darker each episode as you get closer and closer to the ending. And with the second series coming up soon, it probably, by the time I've got this video up, it probably is already up, and I think they're doing them weekly. And honestly, it looks like it's getting darker, and there has been rumours that Sabrina the Teenage Witch is doing a crossover, and she's going to be a dark witch in this one, which I'm very happy and excited to see, because I used to adore Sabrina so much, and it's going to be so intriguing seeing a different character as well as being put with all these amazing Archie characters. Now, if you haven't seen the show, I will describe it as, starts off in terms of a mystery. It's very Pretty Lies vibe in terms of 2 twins, a brother and a sister, go to the river one day. The sister ends up retelling that her brother fell into the water and he has not been seen since, and it's all the mystery behind what happened to Jason Blossom. Who are the suspects? Was it an accident? Has he run away? Is he not dead? Is he just missing? And oh my goodness, it is amazing. Like, I love how the parents bring such a different role to a TV drama. I feel like they were so like confused as well as conflicted, and then some of the parents were so cool to see. Like, as you know, I'm a huge fan of Scream, and Skeet, who was in the original Scream movie, is in that, and he looks so good. Like, I know it's been quite a bit of time since Scream came about, but it's so good to see old people that you haven't seen in a while, as well as some amazing other parents, which I'll keep under wraps, but I'm sure you guys will know a few. And yeah, it starts off a little bit like High School Musical, but trust me, if you get 3 or 4 episodes in, you'll be drawn and you'll be wanting to know what happened to Jason Blossom. And it truly is a dark show. Even though it might not seem at the beginning, trust me, it is. Now the next show is coming on to Netflix on October 13, and if you're intrigued by the aesthetics and unsettling atmosphere of Zodiac, the movie that did come out that was based on a true serial killer, this follows a very similar premise, and this is Manhunter, which is based on a book which is very well known classic crime novel, Manhunter Inside a Serial Killer's Mind. So basically it's set in 1979, and a detective, Jonathan Groff, which you'll know from Frozen as well as Glee, is an amazing actor, so I'm very excited to see him in something really different for him. And he's basically a detective, and he's trying to build a psychosis and study on serial killers and why they do what they do, and trying to get inside their mind to help uncrack new cases that are apparent in this time. Now this looks so intriguing but dark at the same time, and it gets you into the mood of like a detective crime drama, which it's one of my favourite ones to watch. Now I think this will be a really big hit, and I'm very excited, and I think you guys would really like it too if you're into your Hannibal Lecter, Manhunter, Red Dragon. It kind of follows a little bit in that perspective, but in the police stations setting. So it's very intriguing, and I feel it'll be very to have a look inside their minds and why they do what they do, because most of the time we don't get that answer, and it's very intriguing to see if we do get an answer as to why serial killers do what they do. It's also produced by Shiraz Farhan, which is very like surprising. I don't know why, because I just see her as a model, an amazing queen in Snow White and the Huntsman. She's an amazing queen in that. Our next TV show, fire up the egos, because this is the most amazing TV show that I have ever seen, and it's coming back this October, and that is Stranger Things. And it is so nostalgic of the 80s. I think that's why I love it so much, that it's so retro, and it gives really big vibes of the Goonies, E.T., Stand By Me. All the coming of age, a little bit of it is like mixed in there. I just love this TV series, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, it's basically set in Hawkins, Indiana, and follows four young boys. One of them goes missing, and it follows a very sci-fi element as to what happened to him in a sense, and it is truly an amazing TV show. The acting is superb, the costumes superb, the characters superb, and there's not one character I hate in it. Well, maybe the bad guy, but then that happens, doesn't it? But yes, if you haven't seen it yet, please go and see it. The second series is meant to be set in fall of 4, and I am so excited to watch this in October, because I feel it's going to have such the full autumnal feel to it. Especially one of the episodes is called Pumpkin Patch. There is some new and classic actors coming into this series, and I'm so excited. I never want it to end. It was like the show of last year's summer, and I just can't wait to see what else the characters have been up to and what is coming for them in the next reel of the chapter. The next TV series is something that's been on ITV for a little while and is probably going to be finishing up in October, but I feel I should mention it because it is like been stuck in my mind, and it stays in your mind until the next, imprinted into your mind, this story. So, and it is Liar, and it is on ITV on a Monday night, I believe, on 9 o'clock, and I'm sure you can catch up on demand. Now this TV show, I'm going to give a trigger warning to some people that probably wouldn't be interested in this whatsoever, and I totally respect that, because it is a very tough subject. Now basically, a teacher and a doctor go on a blind date. They're having a good time, they're getting along, they get knowing similar interests and dislikes. So, and it comes to the end of the night. He walks her home, he runs out of battery on his phone, and she's like, oh, that excuse. She invites him in. Well, he phones for a taxi on her landline, and from then things take a very sinister turn, in terms of she wakes up very disorganized, distraught, and she claims that she was date raped. Now this is a subject that is very current in today's society. It is something that some people may not know much of, so it's good to get a bit of an insight into it. And basically you're trying to figure out if she's telling the truth, if he's telling the truth. Basically they both give very different points of view as to what happened that night. You are totally on the edge of your seat throughout the entire episode, because you think, oh, I know whose side I'm on. No, that's that's gone downhill. Now I believe I'm on this person's side, and you're trying to figure out, is it just your mind playing tricks on you as to who's telling the truth and who's not? And it is an amazing TV show, and I've not seen anything done like that and done so well, and it is so full of twists and turns, and truly a very crazy, surreal show. And I think you guys should definitely check it out if you're interested into what might happen at the end, because I very much am. And honestly, that's like been one of the best shows I've seen like this fall, and you should definitely check it out. That is all the TV shows that are amazing to watch in October. I hope you got some insight into what's coming up, what might be interesting, that's all that you might want to see. And let me know if you see any of these shows, because I'd love to know what your guys' thoughts and feelings are on them. And if you've got some recommendations for me, please feel free to pop in the comments below. Also, I don't think I've shown you guys this. How cute is this top from Primark? It's got a little Casper on it. If you've got it, haunt it. I love that. So I really hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another day of Halloween. Bye!